Good morning, welcome to the daily vlog. Here we're on Tuesday. To be honest, yesterday I had every intention of getting up the first part of the cockpit video for doing the FW190. I'll be honest with you, that is a monster job. I didn't quite realise how much footage I had. So we had around about 5 hours of footage, which I had to edit down into something that was obviously not going to bore everyone to death. I tried to show it as much as I possibly can. And if I just, well, you can actually see it here. This is
I think it's with the silver, it's extremely sparingly. You don't want to go in there too heavy.
Right now. Okay. Different camera angles, trying different things for this particular build as well, trying to show you literally everything, warts and all with it, as we're making our way through with it. But generally, I cover everything. So it's from opening the box to a completed cockpit that is now ready to go in. And because of that, I think I managed to edit it down to around about an hour and 25 minutes, which took some going, to be honest. And total editing time, I was here all day editing that together, to be honest. Going through all the motions of it. I think it's well worth doing it this way. It's going to be a lot easier for you guys to find it and everything else. So if you wanted to look up now perhaps a Luftwaffe cockpit, you'll go straight to this and it will show you. So it doesn't matter what one you're doing because the techniques are roughly the same. I intend to do one, we've got an upcoming build in the future-ish, if I hope to do it before the end of the year, but that'll be a 132nd modern cockpit for something I've got planned, and then again that's going to have a very modern engine into it, and we're going to show about detailing that as where I'll start on the next part. To be honest, it's all behind you, is the actual one for the resin aftermarket cockpit by Edard for that particular fighter. So instead of it being what this technically should be a 3-parter, I could have probably put it into 4 parts, to be honest, if we'd done it that way, but we've left it as one giant thing. So obviously you can pause from it, go away and then come back and everything else. Give me your feedback, tell me if you like it in this format of having it in one giant hour-and-a-half piece, instead of having it broken down perhaps into 3. So because of that, technically what you've got there is 3 weeks worth in one. So, you know, it's one way of looking at it, but hopefully it'll be a great research for you. You can obviously come back and then look at that and then go through the motions of like how to do different weathering techniques, because you know it's all in one place. So instead of having to search through 3 videos, it's now in one. Okay, you can see it all like that. The other thing up here, I do have to apologise to, and I can't remember your name off the top of my head, because I am a complete muffet. I think it was it Gerald we missed out. Anyway, we missed out one of the videos reveals, and this was the one for the World War One diorama. The reason for that was very simple. I was doing it yesterday, and as that one was rendering up, which took 4 hours, this one I was doing it, I couldn't download your photos. Your photos just physically wouldn't come through. So consequently, when I was doing the reveal and I recorded that video for doing it, you couldn't actually, I couldn't do it because you had no pictures. We had 2, and they were not very good ones, if I'm honest. So I couldn't use just 2 photos. It was such a good one. So what I had to do was, obviously time constraints and everything else, I had to do it and release it, but I have re-edited it now and put it up. And to be honest, I was up at 4:30 doing this. You know, I don't want the sob story here, but I knew I had to get on with it because we got quite a lot on today anyway. So anyway, I've re-edited it now and it's got you at the end very nicely, and then what you can actually do is go off and see it, because I've replaced all the videos everywhere it was and it's got your great build at the end of that. Apologies for that one, but well done to everybody who took part in it. It was absolutely fantastic going through. Again, let me know the format. I know a lot of you said it's nice because obviously you can see a lot more pictures. That was obviously my idea of doing it, that we can just literally just scroll through the build of it. Obviously people can pause and see the details at the top and everything else without me having to put together something that would be like a week's work to do that, as in photos, and stitch it all together, because that way we could just use our live streaming software, yank it off the site and do it directly. So for me today, to be honest, I'm going to crack on with the Osprey. I'm going to get the next coat of paint on that, which is its final one, onto that one, and then I'm going to do all the black work and everything else, so that will be ready then for technically decaling. Then we're going to go through the weathering motions and all things like that, so that is coming along extremely nicely, really getting on with that. The engine, if I've got time today, I will start on it. I'm not sure if I have, because obviously this afternoon we got today's Q&As, that's why you're getting this one a bit earlier. So if you have got any questions for the Q&As, please post them up into the forum. Remember, and if I can get all this to work, hold on, we need to, that's streaming live off of YouTube there. Where's the small button? Come on, no? Get off. Right, okay, so if I just pop to the forum, hopefully you can see it down here, but in here we've got our new live area. Okay, so down in here, second one in live videos, you've actually got the today's Q&As, and I think we've got a couple of questions in there this week, but not many. So we've only got 4 questions in there because obviously I only moved it around on Saturday, so a lot of you probably don't know, but that's where it is. So if you're watching this now and you've got a question for this afternoon, shout it to me and Steve, because we're going to do like a live recording, and how that actually works is it's streaming up live to YouTube, but it's not open to the public. Okay, so what that enables us to do is then it goes up in full HD instead of it doing that low, horrible quality one. And people complain, they say, no, the video's not very good quality. It's not us, it's YouTube. Okay, so that's why I hold it back. Okay, so it stops all that problem. But that is the new section there now. So if you do want to go into there, and obviously we've archived in each individual page exactly where it is. So down in here, you've got the live streaming one. So occasionally, didn't have time yesterday because of all the problems we had here. But if I'm live streaming, that's where you find it. No, I'm not going to go around telling everyone on live stream, because otherwise that means it takes away my time of working, if you like. So just pop in there and you'll see if I'm live streaming or not. Okay, and then down in here we got the Tuesday Q&A, then you got Saturday morning with Steve and me. Okay, and then you got the monthly show. So the next one for that is going to be on the 5th of April for the Tuesday. So you can post questions in each individual section in there. But instead of it being a bit of a mess and you guys not knowing where it is, we've put them in. So say live streaming is just when I'm live streaming at any one point. Then you've got the Tuesday Q&As down there, Saturday morning with Steve and Phil, and then the monthly Tuesday night show with me and the guys and everything else. So you can post your questions in there. And they've all got their own archive sections as well. So instead of it just going into archive and they are just jumbled all together, you've now got archives for each individual one as you make your way through like that. Good as these? No, I'm not. Yes, I am. No, I'm not. It's going to go. Right, okay, so I'm now going to get on with the Osprey. Going to get the next coat of paint on that one. To be honest, I've got a new camera rig. God, hopefully it's going to stay up there. It's looking very precarious how it is. It's a big camera on a small bit of metal, but I'm hoping it's going to be all right. So that is up there now, so I'm going to get on and do that one. As I say, not sure if I'm going to have time to get in with Steve. You can see as of midday, I haven't got the watch on this morning, the actual part 1 and the cockpit build, if you like, and all the aftermarket bits and pieces and everything about weathering for the FW190 will be up on the site as well. But that's probably when you're going to get this at the same time. All right, so they're all going to be up, and then me and Steve, that will probably be live. I should think around about 7 o'clock tonight. I'll be up on the net and you can see it like that. But anyway, I'll be back with you a little bit later, showing you how we got on with Osprey. Okay, so not a bad morning's work. To be honest, I got a little bit bogged down with a few little bits and pieces, sorting out some members on the site, answering some questions. I seem to have 1,000,001 questions today, but what that does allow is for this to dry. So this is the paintwork on the Osprey, and to be honest, it caught me somewhat on the hop because I was expecting it to be two-tone grey. I thought it was light and dark ghost grey. Actually, it's got another colour, which is the old F14 Tomcat dark blue-grey as well. So that typical marine colour of having them all on there. But I was thinking perhaps it's a bit like the F16s that technically are three-tone but not really. They tend to be done just 2. So I'm just unmasking now to have a look and to see if you can even see it. It's quite a straightforward colour one on this one. As I say, for a change with this build as well, we have used the Guns colours. It's taking me forever to unmask all this. But generally, very straightforward. Paint behaved beautifully as it would, because I'm using self-leveling thinners again, which I know I said I wouldn't, but I get asked a lot of the times by people who don't follow us or new members and stuff, and they say, oh, do you ever use self-leveling thinners and do you use Guns paints and stuff like that? If you notice, I tend to mix and match. I'm not one of these guys that just uses a particular brand or anything else at all. I tend to want to show everybody equal sort of exposure, so that's why recently we've gone from using Vallejo paints to everything else. Hey, I'm really happy with that. That came out exceptionally well. So where's the rotor head? Big thing to remember when using Guns paint, self-leveling thinners, is give it time to do. Now I have got a small fault, which I'm going to have to rectify. Why is that around? Have I bent something? Which is probably my fault. Oh no, we aren't in there. I have got a tiny, I don't know if you guys can see it down there, little paint job to go in, but there it is on there, and actually, lovely looking markings. There's something about it. I know a lot of people say, oh, it's boring, it's a grey jet. I love working with naval aircraft. I love doing, you know, F-18s, F-14s, stuff like that. It's the grey. You can do so much with it that you don't realise. Like, yeah, for instance, you can go around like this one now, and you can weather it very subtly and make changes. But everyone thinks, oh, it's just a grey brick. Well, yeah, modern aircraft, stuff like that. But honestly, it's not. Anyway, give this time to dry, because already I can feel I'm sticking to it. When you hold on to it a little bit too long, you tend to stick to it. But anyway, that one is now painted. Really happy with that. So, if you come with me, to be honest, everything is a complete mess. As you can see down here, my bench, when we do the live stream with Steve later, you'll notice it'll be all very nice and clear and clean and everything else like that. So, one thing just want to point out as things you're over here is, if I bring this over here, you guys can see it with me. This is up. Okay, so this is the new way we're going to be doing it somewhat of the full builds. So it's an unusual thing. Somebody just sent me a message. Let me just show you. I know I keep recapping over this, but I don't know how people are getting lost, to be honest. Main site itself, you've got all your bits and pieces, as you'd imagine. These are the 3 important ones, okay, or 2 important ones. You've got tutorial videos down here. Click the thing, they all come up, and then you've got things on airbrushing, things on basic modelling, and then you've got glues, fillers, decaling, rescribing, gloss work, washes, things like that, and various things. And there's other bits in there as well. All right, that's in there. Videos, click on videos. And this one, I have, to be honest, I spent a couple of hours on this yesterday when I was waiting for it to sort itself out with doing rendering and that. So I have put, some of these used to be box art, I've now put into their own thumbnails in their own right, just to make it a little bit more without. But to be honest, every time I change one, it seems to shift them all around and all the rest of it. Anyway, this is the important one. This is today's, which is up here now. All right, so what will happen is the newer ones will be at the top, and this is it. Okay, so we've got 6 images now down here you can have a look at, and then number 7, and this is the big one. So that will cover absolutely everything in the build, all right? So it's got everything start to finish about doing the cockpit, instead of it being part 1, 2 and 3, because technically you've got 3 parts in one. That's it. So it basically is FW190 part 1 cockpits, part 2 is going to be on engine, part 3 is going to be gun deck, things like that, okay, as we make our way around. And then all you do, literally click on it, and that's where we were before, okay? And you can do it just like that. So that is in there right now, all right? The other thing as well, over on here, we're just going to point this out one, because hopefully you're going to see this before we go on air. Live stream video, if you want to watch me building live, occasionally I do, just click down in here, and this is the stream feed. And if I click it, hopefully it will say offline. That's because there's no live stream at the moment going out to the world, all right? But when me and Steve are recording our bit and doing it, this will be live. That's how it works, all right? But you can always come back to us. But down here, Tuesday, this is the important one. Okay, so you just click in there, and there we are. This is today's, and I know a load of you have found the questions, and you're starting to post up some images for us to look at, and some various bits and pieces. It's all down in there now. Just make sure you get in the right category, guys, and we will get to you today, and then it'll be archived, and you can watch it from then onwards. So there we go, that's it from me. Obviously I'm going to be filming with Steve in a couple of hours time for doing your live questions for Q&A and all the rest of it. Thanks for joining me. And have a look, really, let us know how you think about the FW190. Is it too much in one? That is my concern. I've given you too much, which I know is stupid, but technically it's an hour and a half video. Would you prefer it in 3? Do you like it having it as 1? Up to you, you're cool guys, let me know how you think. Anyway, I'll catch you all later.